Welcome to Module 3, Know Your Rights. As we briefly touch base on in Module 1, there can sometimes be a little bit of apprehension when it comes time to disclose your pregnancy to your employer. Now, this can often be rooted in the fact that you're just not 100% sure how they're going to take the news that you're pregnant, or worrying a little bit about, is there anything about your job that's going to change? And if you're currently seeking employment, it becomes even more scary because you haven't built a working relationship with the employer yet. You don't possibly know anything about them or how they view pregnancy in the work environment. You don't know if you have to disclose your pregnancy to them, or even if you do, how does that impact your ability to still receive equal employment opportunity? This makes it so critical for you to know and understand exactly what your rights are. In this module, we're going to discuss the Pregnancy Discrimination Act of 1978 and the Family Medical Leave Act of 1993. Additionally, this module does have 2 supplemental documents. So it does have the Pregnancy Discrimination Act. It also has the Employer Guide to FMLA booklet. So let's go ahead and get started. The Pregnancy Discrimination Act of 1978 was an amendment to Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to include the prohibition of discrimination based on pregnancy, childbearing, and medically related conditions. Now, there are 6 things that you need to know about the Pregnancy Discrimination Act. The first thing is that the Pregnancy Discrimination Act prohibits discrimination based on pregnancy, childbirth, and medically related conditions in all aspects of employment. So this is going to include hiring, firing, promotions, transfers, pay, employer benefits. This also means that your employer cannot change anything about your job based on the fact that you're pregnant, as long as you are able to perform the essential functions of that position. This also means that your employer cannot create policy that disproportionately impacts pregnant and childbearing women. The second thing that you need to know is that the Pregnancy Discrimination Act is for employers who have 15 or more employees. So you're going to need to reach out to your company's HR professional to ensure that your employer is covered by the Pregnancy Discrimination Act. If your employer is not covered because you have under 15 people, reach out to your state's Department of Labor Women's Bureau, and they should be able to assist you with what resources and support you have at the state or the local level. The third thing that you need to know is that you cannot be fired if you submit a complaint of discrimination based on pregnancy about your employer. The fourth thing that you need to know is that you cannot be bypassed for a promotion based on the fact that you're pregnant. The fifth thing that you need to know, if you go out on maternity leave, your employer has to hold open your position while you're on leave with the intention to bring you back into that same exact position, just like they would with any other type of sick or disability. And the final thing that you need to know is that you don't have to disclose your pregnancy to your employer. You don't have to disclose your pregnancy to a prospective employer. And no one can ask you if you plan to become pregnant or if you have kids. Let's switch over to FMLA. So the Family Medical Leave provides an unpaid leave of absence for up to 12 weeks. What you need to know about the FMLA is that it does have eligibility requirements. So to be eligible, your employer has to have 50 or more employees within a 75-mile radius. So you will need to reach out to your organization's HR professional to ensure that you are covered by FMLA. If you aren't covered by FMLA, it is always ideal to reach out to your company's HR professional because there may be other types of leaves that can cover your maternity leave while you're needing to be out. The requirements for FMLA are that you have been employed by the employer for 12 months. Those 12 months do not have to be consecutive. That you have worked 1,250 hours in the 12 months preceding the date that you need to take the leave, and that it is for one of the qualifiers from FMLA, which childbirth and birth and bonding is covered under FMLA. Additionally, under FMLA, if you use it for your childbirth, you can always use the leave for bonding. So if you want to split your leave up, you can use it for bonding, and you have a full 12 months to be able to exhaust your FMLA. The 12 weeks actually equates to 480 hours of time that you have for your leave. Now, when requesting FMLA leave for childbirth and bonding, it is always ideal that you submit your paperwork 30 days before your need for leave. That way, your department that does your HR work is going to be able to make sure that they have everything in place so you can have a smooth and effortless transition onto your leave. So we have covered the Pregnancy Discrimination Act and FMLA. That way, you know your rights in the workplace.